So the first card that you got is the Nine of Pentacles, the second card is the Two of Wands, and the third card is the Hanged Man. The card that was under the deck is the 10 major arcana, which is the Wheel of Fortune, which symbolizes the new beginning of a cycle, the completion of a cycle, and kind of switching gears to the next level. So the first card is a card that really reminds you that your inner work attracts all kinds of new opportunities. Also, because I see the 2 here, the 2 is still the numerology of incubation. Something is energy is being gathered, things are still in the egg. And then we also have the Hanged Man. The Hanged Man is a 12, and so in Tarot, which are 2 cycles of 10, it's also the numerology of the 2. And the Hanged Man, I intentionally observe, he's kind of waiting, because probably the Wheel of Fortune implies that this state of mind from which you're going to make the decision to make the first step in the beginning of this new journey, you're going to make it from another level of consciousness. And so the Hanged Man is this inner rebirth, this new perspective that this process is leading you towards. And so this card really, my advice would be here to stay solid and to kind of neutrally observe, because there is something that is shifting in you and that is going to bring you a new perspective. Because the Hanged Man is not the first card, but the last one, literally this transition time is a moment for you to acquire this new vision. It's sort of a vision quest. So yeah, so I don't really have any anything to say regarding to the next step, because this is literally the step. So as I was shuffling, a card came out, which is the High Priestess. The first card that you got is the Knight of Wands. The second card is the Queen of Swords, and the third card is the World, and the card that was under the deck is the High Priest. So the first and the last card here are the High Priestess and the High Priest, which really is the symbol of coming to a maturity and also this spiritual wisdom. So the ability to look inwards and the ability to share this higher knowledge. The card starts with this Knight. The Knight is always the energy of moving forward. So your question is related to either you're gonna move to this new location and you're gonna leave this the location you've been living at behind. And so there is this Queen of Swords looking at this Knight. And so this for me symbolizes the fears, maybe the resistances to this moving forward motion. Maybe there's some pain and some fear that you're afraid to find this new world, which is the third card. I would say that for this new location that you are for now just spending some time at, this could be a great opportunity for maturity. And so to answer to your question, yes, it might be more than just a transitional time. It can be definitely moving forward and leaving behind the previous location you were living at. So your question was, am I truly trusting the divine order in my life emotionally? So I do want to say, first of all, that even if the cards really help reflect, there is a discernment about where our thoughts and our energy comes, if it's the lower mind or the higher mind. And this discernment comes from discipline. It comes from a consistent spiritual practice and the refinement of our energies, our different energy centers, to be able to discern if we are being listening, because we're always sort of listening, and but if we are responding to the noise, or if we are responding to the higher guidance. So I use the tarot to, as much as I can, because I also have my moments, as much as I can, to try to reflect back to you this higher guidance. The first card that you got is the Six of Wands. The second card that you got is the Eight of Swords, and the third card that you got is the Strength. The card that you have under the deck is the Three of Pentacles, which symbolizes a work of an enterprise, a building that it has a vision, a beautiful vision of love, but it's not certain to necessarily achieve something. It's when you invest something, but you're not sure you're going to get results from it. So the first card, the Six of Wands, the six is always the mirror of the beauty in the world. And when we have wands, one is sexual and creative energy. It can be to find this creative passion, sometimes with somebody else. And the dark side of it is, it can be like to have a lot of passion that makes it hard to see. Then the second card is the Eight of Swords. But the Eight of Swords, as you can see, has an eye in the middle of the card, and the swords are related to the mind. The Eight of Swords is a card that gives you the ability to empty your mind and to really see through things. So I was talking about that discernment. Then the last card that you have is the Strength. And so when I think about the Six of Wands, the first card, there's a lot of passion, a lot of creative and sexual energy, and then the Eight with the ability to see through it, and then the Strength. The Strength, you have a lion, there is a lion, and so the lion, this energy that comes from the lower, the animalistic, the lower chakras, is also part of the human body. And we're here to refine this energy, and with the refinement of this energy, find grace and direct this energy toward our goals, kind of faithfully, even if we don't know where we're going to get. So with this reading, I would say that what you're going through right now is a mastery of maybe this passion, these impulses of passion. And so this is an initiation for you. So I would go really pay attention with this Eight of Swords, like focus on discerning. Where does this energy come from? It is for you to create your own relationship with your inner guidance. And so this is a process of learning how to do that without necessarily knowing in the material plane if you're going to get clear results, because that's the energy, at least that I see in the cards. It's not really about if you're going to get results, probably in a relationship or a connection, or in an emotional state that you cultivate, but to learn to discern. So your question was related to where you were to give birth. The first card that you got is the Knight of Cups. The second card is the King of Swords, and the third card is the Chariot. The card that you got under the deck is the Five of Pentacles. The Five of Pentacles is connected to alternative medicine sometimes. So wherever you want to give birth, is really recommended in this case that you give birth in circumstances that are alternative medicine and something that speaks more to the heart. I can see in the card here, so it's really interesting how the first card and the second card are not looking to each other, and I would say that this is really like the energy of moving forward with the heart. The cups symbolize the emotional and life and the life of the heart, and it's really, doing an action with courage, moving forward from the heart. And then you have the Knight of Swords. This symbolizes the ability to see all different kinds of point of view. You can see the positive, you can see the negative, and you might be a bit like having a hard time connecting the heart and the mind here. You want to, I understand that is a topic that can raise a lot of questions, but this reading with the Chariot is interesting because it has the two horses. The chariot is really the symbol of kind of moving forward, having mastered the opposite currents in your life, so the mind and the heart. So I would say that this reading really recommends for you to, one, find something that is more of an alternative medicine kind of context, and also to really listen to your heart and move forward with confidence. Like the chariot is really an energy of connection to the earth, acting in accordance to higher cosmic forces, and really moving forward in confidence. So your question was, what am I going to be in a relationship soon? The card that I got, the first card is the Four of Wands, the second card is the Nine of Cups, and the third card is the Two of Wands. The card that is under the deck is the Knight of Cups. So when I saw the Knight of Cups, the card under the deck, I thought, yeah, there might be something there, the possibility to be in a relationship. And also when I saw the cards here, so the four is the four in tarot symbolizes stability. There can be a positive side to stability. It's always a temporary moment. We never kind of stay in the four. The four, if we stay too long in this stability, it can be restricting. And so the Four of Wands is that we have found a way to have a creative life that, that is, we make enough money with our creativity, or in the context of a relationship, there is kind of a routine, a routine in intimate life, and it's nothing bad or nothing good, it's just stable. But then I see the Nine of Cups, and so the Nine of Cups is always an invitation to kind of do a grief work of grief. So when I see this four, stability in intimate connection, and this Nine of Cups, which is related to the emotional life, this can symbolize that there is some energy that needs to move here. That it's not really about what happens in the external world, because there is obviously, with this Knight of Cups, there is the possibility to go out and meet someone. But with these cards, I see that it wouldn't necessarily be recommended that that you seek that right now. So I see that they have the Two of Wands. The Two of Wands, the two can be either the concentration of energy, that something is being kind of incubated, but it can also mean union. In this context, I see that there are these energies that really ask you to grieve the past, to grieve some stability that you might have had, and that's the alchemy that is invited right now. So that's what I see.